Welcome to Ubuntu Sports Podcast. I'm with my man's Maximus here, and yeah, we are not a happy fan base today at all.
Yes, here we are reporting to you live from the bottle factory. And can I just say, man, before we go into this, guys, football is just, it's not that serious, guys. It's just 22 men chasing around after a circle ball. Okay, so all you people blowing up my inbox, calling me, just stop it. It's not that serious. Goddamn this team, man. Dude.
I see. None of us are wearing our Arsenal tops today.
This is a protest. This is a protest. I was wearing my regalia earlier, but as soon as the game ended, I stopped
Yeah.
this short of actually burning the thing. Okay, but I took it off and I said, "Go to the you dirty shit. Get away from me." This is a protest. This is not because I was not wearing. I don't know if you can see. It looks. I just put this on. It's clean. I will not be. Dude,
But
I'll
so, what did
tell.
I say to you last night, Max? I was telling you that um, Bournemouth has always been a bogey team of ours, just like Southampton and stuff, And look what happened today, bro. You were not. You were even saying that you're predicting that we're gonna like thrash these guys and have an easy game with them today and or easy victory.
Well, I said we'll overdue like a nice, comfortable win. Um, because it's been a while. I mean, you look back at over 10 games, all of them have been really kind of uncomfortable wins, even when we have gotten the wins. But what I did say, I think one of our earlier podcasts, or at least if not that in the group, I said that the only team that Arsenal could lose to ultimately was Arsenal. We did not lose because um, Bournemouth were good. We sucked, dude. We were abysmal. We were terrible. We have to, obviously we have to try to keep our show like kid friendly and stuff. So I'm gonna have to use a reference that I hope people might understand. But today's performance was very Theon Greyjoy. Do you remember Theon Greyjoy, the character from Game of Thrones?
Yeah. What when they chopped off his manhood.
Yeah, that's the best I can. That's the best I can say, close to how I really feel about what happened today, man. Because it was disgusting, man. It wasn't. We were nowhere. We were nowhere.
Yeah.
Like, dude, can I just ask one question? What's happened to our press? Okay,
Yeah.
because there was a time when we used to press. Um, we used to press and it was very well coordinated, and people would have to. That used to be like when Howard measured that we had a good press when they had to like just boot it out because there's no passing options or lanes left. Today, I was
Absolutely.
just watching. I was just watching Bournemouth pass the ball however they wanted at the nice steady pace. I felt I was, when I start watching a game and I feel like I could do good in there, it's a problem because I know the limit of my abilities. I am no pro. But today, I could have played against that Arsenal and showed
Yeah.
them fire.
No, it is a
Man,
shocking. It is terrible. Like you said, Max, um, we are literally our worst enemy. It's not like Bournemouth played outstanding football, and look, they did play well. Don't get it wrong. They took it to us. And
yeah, they pressed this nicely.
but it's not like sorry, excuse me, just 2 seconds. Yes. Um. So yeah, like sorry, sir. What I was saying is that they weren't playing the most amazing football, but they played well. They definitely
Yeah.
took it to us. But the biggest problem here and the biggest issue that we had is that we just didn't come off the starting blocks. You know what I mean? So we showed no enthusiasm at all to play there. You could see and you could tell that the players were just not up for it. Like there was a time where I posted in the Arsenal group and I was like, look at what happens when we get a throw in. Like it's almost like nobody wants to ask for the ball from the person who's throwing in the ball, and they're just running into spaces where they're marked, and nobody wants to take responsibility. You know what I mean? And never mind that we end up taking like I don't know how long we take just to throw the ball in. Uh, if you see how
Yeah.
other teams play and throw the ball, I mean, it's so quick. The players are so quick to ask for the ball or to run into like spaces where they can be where they can receive the ball. You don't see any of that with us, man. So
Dude, I feel like I heard somebody say that Zubi Mendy had 50 passes and like 49 of them were backwards. That
yeah,
is that is not that is a completely different player than the player that we had at the first half of the season. The player that we were asking, is this guy an upgrade from Thomas Partey? Today, I can confidently tell you he is not. Okay. Man, today I'm still just excuse me if I'm a little all over the place because I'm really upset. Okay. At the end of the game, I wasn't even sure who to be upset at. Okay. I wasn't sure if I should be mad because I didn't do some of the pre-match rituals that I do. So there's rituals that I do when we're gonna play tough games. Like for one,
there's
um,
someone in the chats they called Joseph. He's very busy there. Thanks for ignoring him. He says he loves pirates.
you know, Joseph, I think as a Pirates fan, you must be very happy, and I'm very jealous of you. You know, I was actually thinking about your team the other day. I was thinking, it must be nice to be Pirates. Didn't I mention them? Like the other day, I think they won like 5-0. And I was like, wouldn't it be nice to have like a Pirates like performance? At halftime, I think it was already 3-0. You know, I was like,
Yeah.
man, that Pirates life looks nice, man. You know, you are up 3-0 halftime. The rest of the game is a festival, it's a party, everybody's dancing. Arsenal owes us one of those things, man.
Yeah, man.
Today, I was
But
mad after the game, bro. I was
yeah,
mad.
sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off there, Mac. I was just trying to give some love to the people in the chats there and those who are watching
Yes.
us, who are joining us live right now.
Yeah, yeah. Shout out to everyone in the chats. What's up, Joseph Mack? We see you, man. We hear you. Daniel Anderson, what's up to you too, and everybody else.
Yep.
Um, Back to the rituals, man. Like me and my girl, like we have this ritual where we make sure we talk on the day of the game. But that's
Yeah.
usually before big games. Our buddy Denzel, um, before big games, his ritual is they eat chicken feet, runaways. Okay, doesn't matter. It could be somebody's birthday, but if it's a big game, we're eating runaways. So I was like, I was mad because my girl wasn't available. I was mad. I was like, yo, I called Denzel, man. Did you guys eat your chicken feet? But then it occurred to me, man. This
Should
wasn't
I?
on paper. This wasn't a big game.
I'm even thinking we should probably add Denzel to this chat.
We probably should.
Hold on, let me see
Um,
if I can reach him and tell him to jump on quickly.
yeah, just tell him that this is a PG, family friendly channel because
Hey,
when he
bro,
goes on his
we
rant,
sent you um, a link to join the live with us. I don't know if you have time, but Mike said I must give you a heads up and tell you that this is a PG, family friendly shoot as well. All right, you just click on the link and then I'll accept you as soon as you come on board. Yeah, just sent you the link. All right, cool. Sure. Yeah, try get some good lighting if possible. All right, cool. All right, cool, bro. Shut. No, we're already live as we speak.
We're calling you live from the bottle factory.
Yeah, no
Come join
problem.
us.
As soon as you're ready, shut. Yeah,
Man, so
so the man's will join us just now. We'll hear his opinion. I know he's a very emotional brother.
yeah, he's a very animated guy. It should be fun having him. I look forward to it.
Yeah.
So I don't know about you, man, but today after this game, my phone has not stopped ringing, man. I don't think I've ever been this popular. Okay, like even on my birthday, I don't get calls like this, man. Man, I got calls from people that I haven't heard from in weeks and months. One or two of them were even trying to video call. Imagine. I'm like, hey man, like you guys even know how to video call. I thought you were dead, some of you guys, you know. So it was nice to know that they're not dead, but holy moly.
Oh
Uh,
man, I know I'm gonna hear it as soon as I get to the gym on Monday. Oh my gosh, people are gonna be on my case, bro. On my
can I tell
case,
you?
like, Aish.
Just put on your headphones, bro. Put on your headphones and rage against the machine. That'll be my advice to you.
Yeah, no,
Don't
it's
make no
gonna be
eye
an
contact
interesting
with
one.
nobody. Huh?
It's gonna be interesting. It's definitely gonna be interesting, I must say. We'll see how
Did
everybody
you,
is. But
before before we get back to the game,
that
can I just
look,
tell you? Yeah.
yeah.
It, Kira?
No, I was just saying, look, for me, man, I'm the what there's a mate of ours in a mate of mine actually in the Arsenal group called Kanya. And Kanye
Yeah.
was just saying, look, he's not even disappointed anymore. He's just uninspired anymore. You know what I mean? Like, he's just not inspired anymore by this team. Like, and so he can't even feel disappointed or anything right now at this particular moment. So I think I feel exactly the same way, man. Like, I've realized that I'm not gonna put any expectations anymore on this team. I'll allow them to be the ones that surprise me. I'm not going to put expectations on the game against Sporting on Wednesday. I'm not going to put any expectations on the team against City. In fact, I'm going to expect City to give us a serious hiding on Saturday
So let,
next weekend when we play them.
let me make sure that I'm understanding you correctly. You
Yeah.
have officially thrown in the white towel. You have given up.
No, I wouldn't say
This is
giving
your
up, but
official.
I'm just not putting any expectations. Like right now, I'm at this point where uh I'll allow the team to surprise me, but I'm not putting any of my belief and faith that we still can do this. You know, in fact, I'm worried, man. I'm really worried. I think that City can definitely do bring a huge surprise to us in the remaining games. City can literally win every single game from here onwards, and that's not going to
They,
make
they,
life easier. Like after City, I think we've still got Newcastle coming over. Oh, wouldn't Newcastle love to catch us sleeping?
now let me say this one thing before we all. The sky is falling, you know. But before we all give up, right?
Mm,
So we didn't win today. So that means we're still 9 points ahead. And City has 2 games in hand, right?
yeah, yeah,
Let's say they win tomorrow, it will be 6 points. And then the next game is against us. Let's say they beat us, it will be 3 points, right?
yeah.
Oh, and then they'll still have a game in hand, right? Which
Hmm.
if they win, we're even. Hmm. Who's got the
it's real, man. It's real.
that didn't math like I expected it to. I thought we were still gonna be ahead. Well, now I'm gonna have to take a good look at who's got the better goal difference. Probably them, huh?
No, we do.
We do. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, so at least the goal difference is still competitive. It's going down to the wire. Um, But I'll say this: I hope they don't embarrass us. I don't even feel confident that we will beat them next week. At this point, I'm gonna say to you what I said to a friend just now. I hope they don't embarrass us. I mean, I hope they don't get that 4-1 or 5-1 lick back. Because I've just taken as much devastation as I can for this short space of time.
Yeah.
Before the Carabao Cup, right?
Yeah.
Final, before the Carabao Cup final, the whole season, we had only lost 3 games. Now, in the last 4 games, we have lost 3 games. And the next game is against City. So there's a scenario where we're going to have played 5 games and lost 4. I am trying to contain my panic, but holy moly. But um, we need to just try our best to park our emotions and try have a logical conversation about this, okay? Now, let's start with this one. I made a few notes here just in case I started ranting like a crazy person. The quadruple dream, was it a stupid, foolish dream to pursue in the first place? Is my
No, I don't think
question.
it. I don't think it was. I think, to be honest with you, I actually do think, and I still think that we had the squad to pull it off. You know what the biggest problem is here, Max, is that, and it comes down to the manager here. I feel like our B team was not given enough trust in previous games to do the job by themselves, right? And get the
Yeah.
job done. So there were times where every time we see that, okay, we don't want to lose this game, we throw in our guys from the A team quickly to save the game and to finish the game. So I feel like a lot of these guys haven't had the run in that they deserve. Like I was seeing somebody in the Arsenal chat saying that Zubimendi was overplayed. I think it was Jenga Bantu who mentioned, who's like saying Zubimendi was overplayed.
I've been
Um,
saying,
and so
everybody.
he should have been getting rotated with Nordgaard, you know. And that would have also gotten Nordgaard's confidence going as well if he was playing in the Premier League games. The problem is that our manager just picked his favorite starting 11 for the Premier League, and he was like, "Look, this is my A team. I'm not compromising this. I'm not changing this. I'll make sure that these guys play every single game to the end of the season." So the rotation wasn't a rotation that was enough to give the players enough confidence and the go ahead. We should have started the rotation early in Premier League games as well at the beginning of the season. And the problem is that now in cup ties, there's too much of a gap between cup ties and Premier League games, where Premier League games is every single weekend, and then a cup tie is maybe like once a month or something. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And that didn't give enough time for the B team to sort of build enough confidence. So
Mhm.
we definitely had the team that could definitely win the quadruple. The problem is that we just needed to. And look, to be honest with you, we had the team, and maybe they could even pull it off next week. I mean, next year, sorry, or next season. Um, but guys like obviously like Kepa also let us down. Guys like you know what I mean, like and Mikel showed him was very faithful to Kepa by allowing him to even play in the final. When he had played every single game and stuff before. So I think the same loyalty that Mikel and practiced on Kepa, he should have done it on some of these other players as well. And yeah, man, I just feel like we didn't give these guys enough time to run on and gain the confidence that they need to have participate or taken us to the next level. But I think the quadruple was definitely possible if we were going to properly rotate our players.
So, so it's safe to say then that that situation was mismanaged by our manager.
Exactly. I
Okay.
agree.
Because
Yeah.
this is where all roads. As I was trying to figure out to be mad at, I ended up in one place. There's one guy who cannot escape the gun here. It's the manager.
Yeah.
Okay. Um, I was watching his post-match interview. There was a part where they asked him. One of the interviewers asked. The question was something along the lines of, "Is this dip in performance? Do you think it's about sort of confidence or nerves or fatigue?" And his answer was nothing to do with what he was asked. He just said, "I just really need all my players back and fit, and for the fit ones to contribute." Let me translate to you what that answer was. That answer was, "I ain't got the answer, Sway." That's what he meant to say. Okay. Because
Yeah.
he just, he just, he just, I found myself watching the game today, thinking back to, there's a clip that I saw from this week in training where they're holding like pens and they're moving around and they've got their heads joined by a ball and they're like, and I'm looking at the game and I'm like, where is that opportunity now for this little pen routine? What in the holy hell was that? You know, um, I've defended this guy for a very long time. Today I heard something quite crazy, right?
Yeah.
In the group. Someone said, in fact, it was more than one. They said, listen, even if we somehow manage to hold on to this to the league and win it, they still want Arteta out. How do you feel about that? If we manage to win the league, would you still want him out? Like,
Nah,
would that be
nah,
one of the basic
because
things that
I wouldn't
happen?
want him. I wouldn't want him out. I
Mhm.
definitely wouldn't want him out if we won the league because um, he would have the players' confidence um, if we won the league. Do you understand? Which means that they both, him and the players, can only improve in the next season from what they did this season. You
Yeah.
understand? So for me, and I just know that a regime change, man. Oh my gosh, like that takes some time. It doesn't happen first season. Klopp, I mean, what's his name? Slot was very lucky to come in and just do it first go, you know. And look, to be honest with you, we've seen other managers also do it at Chelsea and just come in first season and just, you know, uh, win at first season. I'm not sure if that Italian guy also did it once with City. Um, but yeah, there are managers that can come and pull it off
No,
first season, you know.
that thing where managers could arrive and win first season was back in the sugar daddy days before fair play rules and stuff. So you could get a Mourinho come in, he gets like a limitless budget, and
No, dude, what are you saying? It happened last season with Slot.
yeah. Well, Slot, okay, that was also he inherited. Everybody is in agreement. I
Yeah,
think
I
that
mean, most of these managers are inheriting from what the previous manager did, bro. If you look at what Di Matteo did with by winning the Champions League with Chelsea, that wasn't his team. That was Villa Boas's team. You know what I mean? He just inherited something that was built by Villa Boas, but Chelsea, he still won the Champions League, and the next season he's thing and he got fired because Chelsea were like, "Ah, actually, this guy is not that great himself, you know."
okay. So if he wins, his job is safe, I guess. But if he
Yeah,
doesn't,
if he wins, his job is safe. But if he doesn't, man, and I won't lie, it's not looking good for him right now.
is it 100% he has to leave?
I would think so,
Or
man. You know, to be honest with you, the way I'm even looking at it, Max, if any of these big teams come knocking at some of our big players, our superstars like Saliba and those guys, these guys are gonna be like, you know what, like actually, why not? Like, I need to go win some trophies in my career. Like, I need if Madrid comes knocking or Barcelona comes knocking, like, man, they're gonna definitely consider wanting to go. You know, and that's when you know that he's also lost the players' confidence because the players are like, look, dude, this is the fourth or fifth season we've gone without winning any trophy and coming second. Like, nah, no player wants that for their career, bro.
that that will be a strange record to hold because I'm not sure anybody has that record of 4 years in a row of coming second. That falls squarely in the box of a toxic relationship. I don't know. That's you're 100% right. If somebody comes knocking, players will go. Like who has to be forever the
Yeah,
bridesmaid?
absolutely.
You know,
Even guys like even guys like Saka, our star boy. I mean, if someone comes knocking for him, I'm sure he'd be like, "Hey, you know what? Hey, I love this team, but hey, I gotta do this. I gotta do it for my career."
yeah. And
Yeah,
what a difference a few weeks makes. Just 4 weeks ago, we're talking about the quadruple. Now we're talking about. I never thought I'd be part of this conversation. Possibly Ateta out, and we're looking at a situation where we might actually come out with zilch, nothing, which is absolutely um, unimaginable. But here we are. I had a very interesting thought where Ateta is concerned, right? Because I still, for his stubbornness and for some of his Theon Greyjoy tendencies, right? I still think there's a genius in there, okay? But I think he's more of a defensive genius. Just hear me out. The analogy I thought of is he probably makes a good number two, one of the best number twos in the business. If you think about when he was Pep's number two at City, that was one of the most well balanced City teams we saw. You know what I mean? Where Arteta, he's an attacking genius, and Arteta is sort of defensively responsible. So he works well when he's got like someone who knows how to attack. Well, but he's not the main man in charge, right? And it's like think about it. Do you know that the in that sport rally, the driving one, right? You usually get. I can't remember. I don't know any of the recent people, but I remember back in the days of Colin McRae, he was like a great rally driver who was always winning year on year, right? So
yeah.
there's the driver, Colin McRae, and then there's the guy who's sitting next to him with the map, just telling him, okay, sharp left, there's trees, whatever. And we don't know that guy's name, but you'll probably come to find that that number two was the best number two in the history of the rally game.
No,
So
of course.
here's
To to to
here's
to
something
make sure
that
that the
here's something
driver
that
there is on point.
yeah, but if you put that number two in the driver's seat, you might find he's no different to me or you as far as driving skills. You understand? But
Yeah,
he's good at what he does. So
yeah.
so how about this as a settlement? Because I love Ateta, but I'm very upset with Ateta right now. But not to the point where I can very, very easily say Ateta out. But how about Ateta, you stay here, but you're gonna be number two now, okay? And then we bring in like a number one, and then we have like what he had with Pep, something like that, Because I actually think Ateta might not be the guy to drive the car to captain the ship, but
I
he's
don't
a
think
great number two.
I don't think any manager that's been number one would agree to be like number two to somebody else coming in as number one now. Forget it,
Well,
Max.
we'll ask him, hey man, you said you
You
loved
know,
Arsenal,
what
right?
I'm worried about, right? I
Yeah.
think I'm worried that if this guy leaves, right, he leaves with the whole team, like the set piece coach and all of these guys that are so awesome that have been showing that they're doing their jobs. You know what I mean? Um, so I'm just really worried who we're gonna put in next for those sort of jobs. Like as a set piece, we've got one of the best set piece coaches, man. Um, and so I don't know what's gonna happen to guys like that if Arteta leaves because that's his team. He'll probably take it to wherever else
Well,
he moves to.
before we carry on, let me just say that there's a Simpiwe Sean in the comments. He's saying, "Hi, what's up, man? We see you, appreciate you." And hold on, man. I gotta just take care of this little guy here quickly. I'll be right back.
Yeah. Anyway, so yeah, guys, it's it's a very 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 nervous moment right now for this team. Um, I'm I'm not sure where we're going from here. It's going to be quite interesting to see how we do against
Just here.
Sporting on Wednesday. It's going to be a very 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 tough, nervy game, and yeah, I think people are gonna be quite nervous for at the Emirates Stadium against Sporting. You know.
Yeah, look, man. Right now, after today, I don't know if you can't be confident against Bournemouth. My goodness, man, I can't. I don't. I can't be. It's hard for me to be confident in anything. You know what I mean? So we'll have to see how it goes against everybody that's to come. Really, today has rattled my confidence to the core, to the absolute core. I'm where I was once sure that we're at least coming out with the league. Now I am like, God, anything, please, please, God, anything.
So imagine we bottle the league, right? And then but we get Champions League. How would you feel about that season?
I feel good. Look, we've never won the Champions League. In fact, some people
Mm.
earlier were given the option. I think even some of the players have voiced that given the option,
You,
they'd rather win. If it
but you
was,
know what
if it
my
was,
problem is? You know what my problem is, man? That would still like have a lot of rival fans speak trash about us, you know. They'd be like, "Oh, it's 23 years now. You haven't won the league, and you guys
now this
bottled it
now we got my
again."
Champions League trophy like
They
this.
if even if we won the Champions League, they would still call us bottlers. And if we came second in the Premier League, they would still call us bottlers.
But listen, the Champions League trophy would take the pain away. But if they've been called a bottler and you've got absolutely nothing to show, that's a different prospect altogether. You know, that's a different thing entirely. So I just need us to come out with something. That's all
Yeah.
I need us to come out with something. Because if we come out empty-handed, we are in fact the bottling thing is no longer just a jab or a tease. It's a fact. We are in fact bottlers by strict definition. They should all the dictionaries they print from this point forth. What is a bottler? You have the Arsenal emblem. That is what we will categorically be if we come out with nothing. It will not be just banter for banter's sake. It will be factual. Okay. And right now we are staring down the barrel of that gun, and I am scared.
Yeah, look, these are not great times right now for Arsenal. And you know what's the sad thing, Max? But I don't want to, I don't want to make any more excuses for this team, right? But
Yeah.
oh my gosh, that
Hold
atmosphere
on,
at the Emirates,
hold on
bro.
a second. Hold on a second, and there's a lot of unplanned things going on here. Sorry.
Mm. So yeah, my point is the that I was trying to make is that the atmosphere at the Emirates Stadium was, my gosh, like the nervousness that you could sense from the fans. Even as someone watching on TV, you could tell that everybody's nervous. The players are nervous. The fans are nervous. The manager is nervous. It was, oh man, it was not something pleasant to witness at all. And I think it's not doing the players any favors at all when you can see the whole stadium being nervous and stuff. You know, there are times where the players like try and lift up the crowd to get them behind them, but man, like it's so difficult as well as someone in the stadium as a crowd to get behind a team when they're not exactly performing. You know, they're not fighting for the ball. You don't see any fight in them. So how do you get behind them? I don't understand. Like the players want to feed on the players. I mean, on the fans getting behind them, but they're not showing. They're not feeding. anything for the players to get behind. I mean, the fans to get
Yes,
behind.
it needs to be both ways, you know. Like, remember
Yeah,
when we were still playing with a bit of intensity just a few games ago, you know, when defenders, Gabriel would put in a big challenge and then, you know, lift up the crowd and hype up the crowd. Or we would have, um, it was 2 games ago. I think I saw, what's his name? Not Martinelli, the other guy on the left wing. He did the
yeah.
same thing, but we still see our players show the intensity, show the fight, hype up the crowd. Today, there was nobody doing that, like literally, but there's nobody doing that either with that performance. In fact, today, I might say, which maybe leads me to my next little pivot. I might
Yeah.
say if I had to look and I was pressed and I had a gun to my head to say, okay, who today looked like they were trying? I have to say Skelly. Lewis Skelly looked like he was one of the guys where they looked like there was some kind of intensity about him. Probably because he is a guy who is desperate to get back into the team, right?
Mm-hmm.
So I say that to say, perhaps this is also a point where we should consider giving some of these French players a go. One, because they're just fresher, right? They're fresher. We've obviously ran Zubi Menda and some of these guys into the ground. So they're fresher, number one. And number two, they've got a point to prove. Okay. So so I think we'll see a little bit more hunger from them. We'll see a bit more effort. Right now, because there's nothing, you see, what is the point of having a deep squad if you're guaranteed your place in the squad, right? For me, one of the things about a deep squad is, yeah, sure, should somebody get injured, you've got cover. Number one, fantastic. But also, the good thing about a deep squad is that it keeps players honest. So if you dip in form, then there's somebody right there ready to replace you, you know, as has been the case with Martinelli and Trossard the entire season. You know, whoever's having a better run or dip in form gets swapped in, swapped out, just like that. But now
Yeah.
if you've got that thing only happening in one position in the whole team, then what's the point? What's the point? Um, you know, you can be in a deep team, but you know that you're entitled almost to your position. Why would you care if your performance dips, but you know that even if like Zubi Menda, his performance has dipped. He's a shadow of himself. He's a shell of the Zubi Menda we saw at the start of the season. But I think he sleeps well at night, bro. He knows. He knows that my Spanish buddy will never bench me. And that's unhealthy. I think
so so somebody mentioned something interesting as well in the Arsenal group, saying that because I was like, nah, guys, like, does, like, this is the first thing I said. I typed on the group. I was like, when I saw the lineup, I was like, oh no. I was like, and I even used this emoji as well. I was like, we're gonna struggle today. Kai is playing in the middle,
in the middle.
and then I was like, does Mikel never learn? And then somebody said in the comments that I don't know if it was Yonda or Denzel saying that, look, it's probably part of his contract negotiation that, listen, this guy needs to play. He just needs to play wherever, whether it be in the middle or whatever, which kind of makes sense because it just doesn't make sense. Like, it's never worked. I've never
Well,
seen us do well in a game where Kai is playing in the middle. Never.
so you're saying it's part of whose contract? Part of
Kai's
Kai's
contract.
contract that he
Yeah.
was what, minutes or whatever.
Something like that. I don't know. I'm so baffled by it, bro, because it's like, dude, you can see that this formula doesn't work, but you keep at it. Like, I don't know any manager that's as stubborn as Mikel, man. I thought Mourinho was a stubborn guy, but Mikel is so stubborn, bro.
Well, look, as we were putting together our predicted 11 yesterday, I think both of us, at least in the 10, it was between Eze and even Max, right?
Mm.
But then we did actually, towards the end, realize what could happen is they could play Havertz and Gyökeres. And it was like a last minute option that we considered. But then when I
I
think
didn't
about it
consider
now,
that, bro. I wanted Kai as an attacking player, not in the middle. I know what Kai,
yeah,
how Kai plays in the middle. We lacked so much creativity in the game today because he was playing in that position. You could start to see a bit of movement when Eze started coming on. I mean, when Eze came on in that position. And you know what's the funny thing? I predicted
mhm,
the first three substitutions. I said
yeah,
I called them on point,
I
bro.
remember you did. I
Yeah,
remember you did. Um, but you see, here's the thing about this: we're so happy when these things work. When it worked out against Sporting the other night, everybody was like, "Yeah, you see, that's why we should play Havertz and Gyökeres because there's a small group of fans that have been advocating for that combination. What do they call it? There's a term, a defensive striker or something like this, where basically Gyökeres does his runs and attracts people, and Havertz exploits the spaces. So there's a scenario theoretically where that works, but if he's playing more like a number 10, which I think he was today, that's never worked. Number 10, number 8, anywhere in the midfield has never worked. And
never.
this is why Arteta, back to Arteta again, um, there's really, if we come out with no silverware, there'll be nowhere for him to hide, right? Because he had players, he had options, he had everything, right? He just chose the wrong ones. He overplayed even the right ones. He overplayed them. He he made a lot of mistakes. Like the quadruple thing. So the quadruple thing, if you're gonna chase the quadruple, the impossible dream, like you said, you rotate properly. Otherwise, let one go and keep everybody fresh. Now he orchestrated the perfect storm, right? Just burnt out everybody in competitions that were ultimately fruitless, right? And now for the two remaining most important ones, everybody is burnt out flat. Everybody is demoralized. At the who was saying there's
So,
what, 10 games left?
so are we saying that
There's
now? Are we saying that fatigue is part of the reason why everybody's playing the way they are?
I think it's that's why I said the perfect storm. I think it's fatigue has something to do with it for sure, but I think also a lack of confidence and
So it's a mentality thing as well.
yeah, for sure, 100%. Do you remember before before the Carabao Cup final? I remember saying this. I remember saying, look, it's out of all the cups we're going for, it's the smallest one. It's my least desire. I really didn't care. It used to be called Carling Cup, I think, and then it changed to Carabao Cup. It took me a few years to learn the name of it. I didn't care for it. Okay,
Mm.
um, but I thought, you know what? I remember it was gonna be just before the international break, and I just thought, you know what? Since we're here, it would be a great cup to win, but mainly because of what it will do for confidence and morale, right? I didn't
Mm.
imagine that it would go in the opposite direction so harshly, right? Because not only did it obviously not build morale, it seems to have crushed us, or at least maybe where it compromised us. The very next game when we lost again, we got knocked out against um, in the FA
Southampton.
Cup, Southampton. I think that my friend, truly well and truly knocked the wind out of our sails. Okay, so
Yeah.
now we're tired. Now there's a major belief problem. Um,
And the only
um,
one who can save this is the manager, bro. But this is like he's put all this pressure on himself. I don't feel sorry for him at all. He's done this, bro. He's done this. He's the one who lost these two cup ties that we could have won. Could have gone either way, by some of the decisions he made and the subs that he made. Um,
yeah,
and the teams that he picked, So I can't feel sorry for him. And what did I say, Max? When we lost that FA Cup, I told you that this dude has just put 100 times more pressure on these boys now to win the Premier League and the Champions League. And that's exactly what he's done. He's just
yeah.
added a whole lot of pressure. And unfortunately, not all of these players have that mentality, man, to thing, it's sad. It really is sad. I can't imagine what the atmosphere in the change room is, because you can tell that, man, these players are starting to lose belief themselves.
Do you know who I feel bad for is Rice? Because there's nobody over the
Who's
course of the
given that
season.
team as much as, yeah, no, absolutely.
Rice,
Absolutely, man. Absolutely.
but
And when other teams, bigger teams come knocking at guys like that, like I'd be worried, bro, because this guy is given us like his best for the last 3 seasons, bro. And we've just been getting disappointed every single time, That boy has given his all, man. He's given his all for this team. And it's sad to see this happen, because and trust me, if a big guy like Bayern Munich or someone comes knocking and says, "Hey, dude, come," because Bayern Munich could literally possibly win the Champions League, right? And
yeah, and
if Bayern
obviously
Munich
the
win the Champions League, are we going to say that Company is the new top and is a better manager than Mikel in Europe?
we'll be forced to. We'll be forced to just the same way.
And
No,
remember,
no, exactly. Just the same
is
way.
this his first season, huh? Or his second season?
No, I think it's the second season. I think it's the second
Yeah.
season. Yeah.
Have you seen how
Um,
Vincent Company talks to those players in the change room, bro?
Not really. I think I saw one where he was going off at them, but it was at what
My gosh.
championship team was he
Bro,
coaching?
I actually think that those players are scared of that guy. That guy, my gosh, bro, like he sounds like a rugby freaking captain or a rugby, you know what I mean? Like he goes off, man. He goes
And he's massive.
off,
He looks like if somebody decides to mouth off, you could administer
Yeah,
a
exactly. Like he
you
would
know?
put his hands on you or something. You know what I mean?
Like, yeah, don't you dare talk while I'm talking.
And the thing is
Um,
that he's one of those guys, you can see he's one of those managers that's not scared to pinpoint the player that's fucking up. Excuse my language. That's messing up. He's not one of those I mean, he's one of those managers that are not scared to be like, yo, dude, let's just hypothetically, or let me make an example. Like Trossard, no, that was your ball. Like I told you to get back and you didn't listen. Martinelli, you messed up there. I told you, you know what I mean? He's one of those sort of managers that's not scared to call him out, bro.
no, let me ask you this because I think we had a similar discussion the other day. I was saying my problem with Arteta is he looks like he coddles his players, okay? And
Mm.
you were like, it might break their confidence. And now you sound like you're championing it or championing a company's approach, which is that. So
Yeah,
let's
look,
rewind it. Which
no,
which
look,
which which approach do you think is better? To pull out the guy and say and put him here in front of the circle in front of everybody and say you were the problem, or to say, hey
no,
guys,
no, no, no. Look,
everybody keep
Max,
your heads up, don't
they
be.
they
Which is
they
better?
they, there's different styles to lead, brother. you don't. There's not only one style and one approach in this thing, in this game. You know what I mean?
I'm
So
saying this is better.
I feel like there are managers who can win by being calm and cuddling their players and still get over the line. I feel like there are managers who can be very brutal and pinpoint that, hey, you are messing up A, B, C, and D, and still also manage to win and get over the line. So there's not only one way to do this. You know what I mean? So the reason why I don't want to be too harsh on them in that regard is because I felt like, he still has a job in front of him that he needs to do, and we can only really judge him at the end of the season based on how what comes out of the season. You know what I mean? So I don't want to
Okay,
be, yeah,
sure.
I don't want to be a hypocrite now and feel and change the way that I feel about that.
Well, look, right now it's not looking good. The vitals are not looking fantastic. The pulse is low. You know,
Yeah,
but also again, I have to look back in history. Like they say, one of the most surest way to predict the future is just kind of like just looking at the past, right?
yeah,
Um, if you look at how many coddlers can you think of, soft approach coaches that were winners versus your your Fergusons versus your Mourinho's. You know what I mean? Those guys, those guys that
bro.
don't coddle players, those are the
Yeah, but
winners.
okay. So we don't know how Pep treats these players in the change room. But we've never seen Pep going off at like individual players and calling them out, and we've never seen Pep do that. Enrique himself at PSG, I've never seen him being that sort of manager that pinpoints certain players and and like there's different styles to this, Max. We can't like just yes, I understand that Arteta is messing up big time right now, but it doesn't necessarily mean that his style doesn't work. You know what I mean? I just think for me, the biggest thing is it's just how you install mentality into your players. There's many ways of doing that as well. There's not just one way of saying that. Look, this is the only way to bring the best out of your players. There's some managers are just like that. They, just naturally like that. And they were like that as players. Like Vincent Company, you can see that the manager that he is was the sort of captain that he
Yeah,
was. Do you know what I mean?
yeah,
I don't think
yeah,
Arteta's been captain of Arsenal before. I don't think he was that sort of captain. You know what I mean? I really don't
yeah.
think he was that sort of captain like Vincent Company.
I suppose this is why. Um, just back to the captain issue. I prefer because it would appear that the type of captain you are pretty much kind of becomes the kind of coach that you are, right? That's
Yeah.
why, as far as captaincy and I suppose even coaching, I prefer the good old hard bastards. That's what I prefer. Okay. I prefer in terms of, let me just talk in terms of like a midfielder, like player captain.
Mhm.
I prefer a Rice, a big tough guy, vocal. I prefer a Gabriel, tough, vocal, strong man. Okay, as opposed to what we have now.
This is supposed to Odegaard or Saka.
Yeah,
I don't even
that's
know why he
right.
made Saka captain, bro. Like, hey, I think Mikel only made Saka captain, like, or vice captain, only because he was just trying to prove a point that hey, he's not gonna use Rice just because Tony
Because you're
Adams and
saying
them
so.
was saying that Rice is the best man for the job. You know what I mean? Like, he was just trying to prove a point, bro. And my gosh, like hi, like he's failing badly, man. He's proving all his doubters and his critics right
But
now.
that must be an ego thing, right? Where
Yeah, of course.
'cause
Of
I
course.
think he's smart, but he now wants to show everybody that he's smarter than way smarter than everybody. Like sometimes You gotta do the common sense thing. You gotta
Yeah,
do the common sense thing. The common sense
yeah,
thing is really there's really one of two options
yeah,
for captain in this team. We usually debate about whether it's Rice or Gabriel, right?
yeah,
Anything out of that, you're being a smart aleck is what you're
yeah,
doing.
yeah.
Anything
Hey,
outside,
we were running out of time, by the way. But man, that was a awful performance that we witnessed today.
yeah,
Um,
it was really
and yeah, so what is our conclusion from this chat? Are we who's taking responsibility for the performance that we witnessed today? The 2-1 loss against Bournemouth.
the coach 100% has to take responsibility,
Okay.
and the jury is out. But the Arteta out jury is out until the end of the season. It's really that simple. It's
Yeah.
really that simple. Win or you're out. It's never been more clear cut than what it is. That's it. So he was responsible for today, and
Yeah.
we are, even a draw, because that's, yeah, I realized at least if we had managed a draw, then my math would have mathed properly and it was be a
So
point
Max,
ahead.
you're not embarrassed, bro, at saying this on a live where you have said that I'm crazy and I'm retarded for even starting this Arteta out brigade thing. And I mean, like the fact that these words are actually coming out of your mouth, the one person that said that Arteta should even be there for the next 30 years. Like, how do you feel about that, bro?
I feel okay. I feel like I'm not disconnected from reality. At the time when you said it was madness. It was, I think, we're having, and then there was just one or two games that frustrated you, but we were still in all
Okay,
competition.
no,
Now
Max. So,
the
do you
wheels have,
not think that some of us look at the game differently to others? Because I can tell you right now, right, convincingly as well, that we actually haven't played really well in the last 10 games, bro. Do you understand?
yeah.
We actually haven't played well in the last 10 games.
Okay, then Nostradamus, because you're often right, actually, with your, I'm reluctant to say this, but you're
Mm,
often right with some of your predictions. Some of them are completely loony, but sometimes you're
mm.
right. And lately you've been more right than not. So you're
And
fantastic.
don't get it wrong, Max. I don't get joy from being right, bro.
Yeah,
Like I
yeah.
want to be wrong. I want to be proved wrong. I want this team to shut me up. You know what I mean? But unfortunately, man, hey, man, eh, you know,
So
like
so
I don't even know. Maybe I should even shut my mouth because maybe if I don't open my mouth, then I'm not going to be right or wrong. You know what I mean? So.
I'm I'm even scared to ask you what I want to ask you because I'm scared of the answer. But let's go for it. Let's go for it. Let's go for it. With
Okay.
what you're seeing now, what you've seen over the last 10 games, our
Yeah.
current state of uh, confidence, fatigue, whatever it is,
Yeah.
there's the next 10 games that are ahead of us.
Yeah.
Are we coming out with something or not?
Can I be honest with you?
That's all I'm asking.
I'm losing a lot of hope in the Premier League. In fact, I'm not begging. I'm not putting anything on the Premier League right now. But I feel like our biggest chance right now, to be honest, with the way things are going, is probably Champions League. I think we could maybe still pull off some miracle and win the Champions League. But I'm not very confident about the way things are going in the Premier League. No, not at all. We are capitulating, literally.
So you think we probably bottle the Premier League and maybe with some fortune uh, come out with the Champions League? Because I mean,
Yeah,
there are only 4 games left in the Champions League to be
yeah,
champions. If you want
yeah.
to look at it positively.
So that's the way I'm seeing it right now, bro. And remember, we're still unbeaten in the Champions League. We've gone every game unbeaten. So I think You know what? Like, I actually think that we could just maybe only just pull it off in the Champions League and not and bottle the Premier League, man. But that's gonna be so hurtful, to be honest, for me, because I know that we're not gonna hear the end of it. You know.
Look, man, I'll take it. If we come out with some kind of silverware,
Yeah.
I will be a little hurt by the fact that we fumbled to the league. Because personally, I actually am more invested in the league. I feel like we watch it week in, week out, and it's actually, in my view, a truer reflection of your overall form because it's 38 games or whatever it
Yeah.
is. It's a lot of games, and it's we can not say anybody got lucky by winning the league, right?
Yeah.
So so it would hurt me if we fumbled it. But if we fumbled it, but we managed the Champions League, I will take a lot of the pain away, if not all of it. I'll tell you that.
Yeah. But hey, listen, we gotta call it, man. Um,
Yeah.
it's always an interesting chat. This was just a painful one to have. Um, we've
And
got Sporting Lisbon second leg at the Emirates on Wednesday. Hey man,
yeah.
I don't know what's gonna happen, bro. I really don't know what's gonna happen anymore. But I said for me, if there's any cup tie that I've got more hope in, is probably the Champions League than the Premier League at this
Premier League.
particular
Well, look,
point. So
at least the Sporting one, we're also going into that with a lead.
yeah, and
So
remember,
that's
City's next game week. It's a double game week for them, man. So they'll be like very like literally next to us, knocking on the door by
mm,
next weekend already.
yeah. Look, we are completely ruling out that we could manage because if we because even a draw against them is a good result for us.
Yeah,
Yeah,
but I
I
doubt
think
that, bro. I
the
doubt
only
that.
the only catch to us if they beat us and keep winning the other games. But
Yeah,
if they
no,
draw against us,
no, they
that's
we're
like a
gonna
win
catch
for
a
us.
hiding. I can already see it. We're gonna catch a hiding. The way we've been playing in the last 10 games, like I said, we're gonna catch some hands, bro. Against City, believe me, we are. You know, it is
Let's
what it
see.
is.
Maybe we get lucky and one or two of their key players get injured. I hate to wish
You
injury
know,
on
you
any of
could
them.
like, I don't know why you do this to yourself, bro. You can't like, you know, like you, like, it's almost like hoping that Chelsea do us a favor tomorrow. I do not trust Chelsea to do us a favor tomorrow. Absolutely not. Chelsea are
Well, look,
finished as well. You know what I
I'll
mean?
tell you,
Just
I'll be hate watching. I'll be hate watching. Hopefully, and
yeah,
then
like do all of that,
see how
Max.
it goes.
But you just you're playing with your emotions, bro. It's not even worth it, to be honest with you. Like just hope that the boys do the job. Don't rely on other teams to bail us out, bro. Like you can't do that to yourself. It's not healthy at all, bro. But anyway, look,
Hope the boys do the job. How's that been
yeah.
going? How's that been working out lately?
Sorry?
I'm saying hoping the boys do the job. How's that been working out
No, of
lately?
course it's not working out at the moment, bro. But hey, look, it's better than relying on the enemy to help us. You know what I mean? It's better than relying on the enemy to help us because when they let us down, it's like I remember when we when Song against City missed a sitter and we are like, oh, like we wanted to blame it on Song, who's saying that we could have won that season. I mean, that's rubbish, man. We should have just done our job. We couldn't blame teams like Spurs to what help us and do us a favor. Come on. So anyway, but my man,
Yeah,
this has been reals. Um,
yeah, man.
yeah, it's time we have to call
Thanks.
it.
Were a chance to vent and get it out. And
Yeah.
I really do apologize on my end for this is the things with a live show. Anything can happen, but nobody died. We just lost 3 points. That's it.
Yeah.
But we do apologize for the interruptions and the baby running in and out of here.
No, it's
Um,
all good,
but
man. Happens.
thanks for the ongoing support, man. Remember, for those that are new, remember to subscribe and like the channel and hit that notification button. And
Yep.
we'll pick it up again in a few days before the Sporting game. But for today, Yeah, guys, there's no shame in crying. Go cry yourselves to sleep. I know I am.
Yeah.
And don't forget to pray for Arsenal.
All right. Peace out, brother.
Peace, man. Until the next episode.
Yep.